Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the channel with Antigonus Game. We are back with Metroid Prime, property of Nintendo. We are in the Phazon region. In the last, episode of Metroid Prime, we got the Ice Beam, a bunch of missile expansions, a lot of missile expansions, actually. We explored the depths of most of the depths of the Chozo ruins. There's still a few areas we haven't checked out and a couple of things that we couldn't get yet. So we're going back towards the room where we fought Thardis. Because we're heading towards a gravity disturbance in the far edge of the Phazon region. In the place of Thardis is a giant, one of the large Shigoths, but we don't actually have to disturb it. If we don't go close to it, it won't wake up. It's positioned that way intentionally because there's another missile. I think it's either a missile expansion, I think, that I need the grappling hook to get to. There's some I'm standing in front of the door to take me further in. And the Shigoth wakes up when I get over to that platform, but not the one that I came in on. And there's some grappling hook things that I could use, but I don't have the grappling hook, so they're not doing any good. So we're at an elevator, but behind the elevator we've got a morph ball or a spider ball track, which takes us up to an ice beam door. And I didn't even try to open this door before because there was no point. So we see there's two ways we can go. This path has two ways. The path on the right is actually blocked off by ice, and it has a energy tank in it, but we can't get it yet. So we'll have to go to the left and just go around it. We'll come back later. All right, now we're on the frozen pike, which is like one of these like cylindrical, tall, like 6-story kind of areas. If we went through a door midway down the frozen pike, that would take us to into the space pirate lab where we got the visor, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna keep going down. We can go to either the frost cave or there's another cave we can go to as well. Do I have these guys scanned? I do. The ice beetles? Okay. Scarab. New creature. Glider. Docile airborne creatures with unusual magnetic properties. Gliders live relatively peaceful existence. They have a magnetic signature tuned to the common grapple beam. Technology, sport of the glider riding cruise. Involves using the grapple beam to attach the glider, then staying on it as long. So the gliders are basically they're like stingrays, but on the bottom they've got all these blue glowing things. And then we have a Hunter Metroid, which is a more adult Metroid. The Hunter Metroid has like tentacles coming out of the bottom of it, a large like red head instead of it doesn't really look as much like just like a brain. Adolescent Metroid energy siphon tentacles increases threat level as Metroids develop to become more efficient predators. Energy draining tentacles allow them to attack at a distance. Quick to anger, a Hunter Metroid will charge troublesome prey and attempt to ram them into submission. Cold base attacks are still effective on these creatures. Alright. Easy enough. We've got more of these big rock things in the ceiling that we can knock down with missiles. One of them will take us to save station, which, we'll take that. go back into the... And these caves are large. They're frozen over, so mostly ice, snow. You know, kind of a bluish hue because you've all the ice, right? Alright, now we're heading up to the Phendrana's Edge. So we're going through a Morphball tunnel. This is the upper edge tunnel. And Phendrana's Edge, just like... just like the Frozen Pike, it's just another one of these large, cylindrical, tower-like rooms. We've got the space pirates with the jetpacks, so we shoot them with the ice beam, and then what we have to do is we have to jump down. There's actually water, so we're gonna be underwater. And I mean, this is, so we got like a little, like a squid-looking thing called a gel zap. Aquatic predator made of electronically bound skeletal halves. The gel zap's brain is located in the upper half of its body, while the heart and digestive tract occupy the lower half. Linked only by electrical impulses, the two halves somehow function effectively enough to launch the gel zap to the top of the talon for aquatic gear. So all the doors are wave beam doors, though, for the most part. So even though we have the ice beam, we're still mostly just using the wave beam here. Walking through one of these circular tunnels, probably built by the space pirates. We got a bunch of these zombies, the electric things that we can destroy. Gotta use the Morphball to get under some rocks. Now we're in Hunter Cave, which is another large cave. Destroy a bunch of these rock formations that fall down. Get out of the... fell into the water, that's not good. So we want to hop across. You gotta use the space jump boots to double jump across, so these rocks are in the water because there's like a lake in the middle, and then there's the third one we knocked down will let us get up, and now we're in the lake tunnel, and we're in the next room over is the gravity chamber. This is a really annoying room to get through. We're underwater, so the visibility is really poor. There's all these tentacles coming out of the ground that look like octopus tentacles. Aqua Reapers, they're the aqua version of the Reaper vines from the Chozo ruins. It says they're part of some kind of a submerged organism, similar in nature to the surface-based Reaper vine. There you go. The Aqua Reaper has adapted to its liquid environment. It shares the poor vision of its rock-dwelling cousin, relying on a crude sonar sense to seek prey underwater. The Aqua Reaper has considerable speed and strength, and just like the other Reapers, you can't actually kill them. You can just you shoot them and they go away for a little while, and then they come back. And, you know, when they hit you, they force Samus back. So, and we're trying to get through here. That's really the hardest part. You come in and then they're gonna try to stop you because you have to like jump up these cliffs. But since she's underwater, she's not really able to move around that effectively. Got another set of Aqua Reapers. All right, and then we finally got through it in the little ice thing. We see a suit upgrade. It says gravity suit, so we're gonna grab that. We have to jump up and get that. So Samus floats up in the air just like she did when we got the Varia suit back. She extends out her arms, but this time she's underwater. We've got a bunch of blue energy flowing into her. She closes her eyes as she absorbs all the energy. Suit glows up, and now all of the orange has turned purple. The green spots, glowing spots on her suit and her visor shield have turned blue. the yellow and the red parts of the suit have remained the same. And what it says is that we can now jump freely underwater as if we were above water. And she can move as quickly underwater as she does on land. So now we can get out of here. So we jump, we hop on up. There's a missile expansion, but we can't get it because we're gonna need some more upgrades. So you hear that like sound that, hey, there's something here, but we can't get to it yet. Now we're going through another tunnel. We've got some of these the sentry drones, so we gotta destroy that. That's an easy enough task. Got jetpack pirates that come at us as soon as we get back into the Hunter Cave. Finally got them. So we're walking along like a pathway way up top because we're going through like we're going through the caves, but a different way than we came in, right? And then now we're going through like another little underwater tunnel, but you know, we can move through it just fine. She can also see more clearly underwater with the gravity suit. Not that much more, but a little bit better. So that helps. Now we're back in the frozen pike. Actually, so we've just completely skipped past Phendrana's edge. Don't have to go back through there. You do have to climb all the way up the frozen pike, which is a little bit of an ordeal, especially when you have flying pirates shooting at you. The frozen pike looks a lot like the various caves and big large areas like this in the Talon overworld, except like everything's like covered in snow. So you've got like trees and rock formations and stuff, but they're all covered in snow, whereas in the Talon overworld it's warmer and everything's raining, so everything's just wet instead. All the way to the bottom. Fortunately, though, the pirates are gone, so they won't come after me as long as I'm here. So the gravity suit will let us explore the it'll let us explore underwater areas, namely the area around the crashed pirate ship. There's no underwater areas in Magmor. We will have to come back to this area later to retrieve some more expansions and stuff, and then there's an artifact over this area as well. Now we're using a morph ball tunnel here, some ice, and hop across a gap with a floating platform, and we are just about back to where we want to be. Flipping around, we see the new suit details, so we can see that her visor is like a light blue now instead. We're back in the north end. I think it's the north end of the Magmor Caves. want to get back to the Talon overworld. So we're going to go back through that big geothermal core again. And unfortunately, even though we now have the ice beam, which is what we need to open the door at the top, there's still one more upgrade that we don't have yet that we need to unlock that challenge. And that will get us the plasma beam, which is the ultimate beam weapon. We need one more upgrade to get that weapon. In an area we haven't visited yet. It's the Space Pirates' other base on Talon 4. Hopping through the various lava lakes, avoiding the dragons and the puffers and all the other enemies. There's all into the lava there. There's no suit that she can get that will block all the damage from literally falling into the lava. However, if she doesn't have at least the Varia suit, she'll just take damage just by being in the Magmor caves after you get into a certain amount in. Alright, so now we got an elevator, we can go up to the Talon overworld, which is good. And we can start exploring the Space Pirate crash frigate. Get there. Unfortunately, we'll go past Samus' ship. Will let us heal and all that. Now we're back in the Talon Canyon. Heading back toward Samus' ship. So we've healed. Saved. Now we're gonna head towards the pirate crash site. Here it is. And this time, because I have the gravity suit now, I'll be able to actually maneuver around in that big lake in front of the thing. So we've got I I go underwater, there's like a bunch of, well, there's the usual like aquatic enemies, but there is a missile expansion underwater that I can grab by jumping up into a little alcove that I would not have been able to reach without the gravity suit. So that puts me at 135 missiles. That's a good thing. Then I get underneath the frigate and I roll through a little gap, which takes me to a space I can get out of. Now I'm actually right in front of the frigate. I can like see it. No space pirates outside it right now. I think I may have taken them out. Frigate, you gotta use an ice. So, like, all these... areas are named, like, Frigate Access Tunnel, but it's like a mix of the inside of the frigate and then, like, caves. And there's, like, moss and stuff overgrowing it now. So, like, now we're walking through these areas that we went through before, but they're all flooded and overgrown with life. You know, there's caved in, so you gotta use the morph ball to get through some of them. We got turrets, so I'm gonna have to destroy them. And then the other thing is like, because it crashed, it's out of power, so we're gonna have to find power, like those power outlets like we had to do in the Space Pirate Lab to turn some of the doors back on to get through. We got crabs here we can scan. Morphology, Talon crab, crustacean native to Talon 4, hard-shelled, swarm life form, once harvested for food. Exposure to Phazon has seen this practice diminish. Creatures are timid, harmless alone, but can be a problem when traveling in swarms. So they're just like another version of the parasites or the scarabs. And there's a lot of the enemies down here, though, are rare, and you can't find them anywhere else, so... Like, there's Aqua Pirates, which are a unique version of the Space Pirate. Aqua Pirate, Space Pirate with exoskeleton modified for underwater use. Using the modified thruster packs, gravity suit technology, the Space Pirates have armor suits for this use in liquid environments. Thermal tracking is still very useful against these units, as the pirates have yet to eliminate thruster packs' high heat temperatures. So we're now in the core where we fought the Parasite Queen, but it's all flooded in, so... And we gotta use the thermal visor to find these, like, red heat signatures. The heat signatures represent power sources. There's 4 of them, but one of them I think is right next to us. So now we gotta... There's all these broken floating platforms now. And we're gonna have to hop from one of those to another to go up through the water. To get back to there, because we're actually going, like, backwards. So, like, we came in through the way we came out when we fought the boss, when we were on the frigate before it, in the prologue. No, that's just the way back the way I came. Okay. Last one was clearly right next to the door, and that opens up the door. And then, like, hey, the save station that we used before we fought the Parasite Queen is still here. It's just underwater now. We're gonna have to basically restore power to all of these various rooms. Oh, open up, will ya? Just, oh, what? The game's confused. There we go. Right, now we're at the elevator, like an elevator shaft we took. We can actually blow open the elevator and grab an energy tank. It's an easy get. And now we have to turn on power signatures. One of them's on the front of the elevator. If you miss that one, you'll have to come all the way back down. Now we gotta hop up little platforms through the water. There's aqua reapers next to some of them, making it difficult to find, or make it difficult to climb. Because they'll knock you off and then you end up back at the bottom. It's really annoying. You like hop along the there's a space pirate that felt like a dead body of a space pirate that fell through the ceiling. And it was like a diagonal elevator, so it was more of like a lift than a true elevator. We turned on the door, now we're headed through a hallway. Now we're into the biohazard containment where missile expansion in here somewhere. One of these research areas has a there's the big tank. There's actually, I think, a dead corpse of a Parasite Queen that we never ended up fighting in there. It's, you know, long dead. Yeah. Oh, and we got aqua drones. These are underwater versions of the sentry drones. Space pirates have adapted a number of sentry drones for liquid environments. The aqua drones utilize an arsenal and artificial intelligence to simulate similar to their cousins. Pirates have been unable to properly shield drones from electrical attack, making them vulnerable. Two of them, we're gonna have to take them out. One of these. Okay. Cordite door structure. It's intact, but unstable. We blow it up, and there's a missile expansion in here. So we got, that's another 5 missiles, so we're at 140 out of 250. There should be a... There we go. That turns on the door. So we walk around the ring of the dead Parasite Queen, the tank that's broken, and now we're walking through a tunnel that's got a bunch of these aqua reapers. So we just get them out of the way so we can get to the door. So, and we can see that we're actually heading towards the Great Tree Hall if you look at the map. Now we've got another... We're in another... We got more of these aqua pirates, take them out, and now we just need to find more of these power conduits. It's kind of tedious, you have to do it over and over again, but I get it. They need to make you use the tools they give you a certain number of times, I guess they feel like, to validate it, and this is an older game, so doesn't mean it's not great, and this remaster is one of the better remasters Nintendo's done recent terms of a faithful remaster, this one's, I felt like, is pretty good. You know, Metroid Prime is a game where just making a one-to-one remaster that's got upscaled and everything works. It's when you've got story-based games that it's a little bit more difficult to remake. You got an Aqua Sac. Burst when subject to trauma. Believed to be in the same family as the Sap Sac. This plant has similar features, while Burst when exposed to force. The protective force keeps most creatures from fear. Close up. Now we're in the Hydro Access Tunnel, which actually connects us to the Great Tree Hall. This has another energy tank in it. So there's these things that have there's like water passageways that have like bubbles going up, and you need to get yourself caught in the bubbles. And the bubbles will push you up if you're using morph ball, if you time your morph ball bomb hops properly. This is a harder version of the challenge we did in Mag. I have to do, like, the bomb hops are like all kind of in a row, and you have to time it really carefully. Like, you have to time it so that you drop the bomb shortly before the peak of that individual hop, so it'll hop you back up even further. Oh, I had it, but I went the wrong direction. There we go. Got it. And it requires a total of 3 perfectly timed hops all in a row. Alright, and as we can see, there's like a cave-like thing, and we're out. We are in the bottom of the Great Tree Hall. This connects us back to the Chozo Ruins as well, which the reflecting pool by the Elder Hall. Find a way up and out of the water. We're like in the bottom, but we don't want to go through this door just yet because we want to open up. There's a way to connect the bottom with the top. Before when we went down there, we encountered some bars that blocked us from coming down here. The way to open up those bars are on this side of the thing. There's a morph ball spinner. We go in there, spin, and oh, and just like with her suit, when you're looking at her spider ball now, it glows like blue and purple instead of green and orange. So we've opened that up, so now we can go down, and we open this up, and there's like a passageway with a bridge, but unlike the other one where there's just some dust, we see Phazon in the bottom, and it says intense radiation detected in red text, and you hear the ominous music. You know that means that you're starting to get serious. And we get to an elevator. Access to Phazon Mines East. That sounds like a space pirate installation to me. So we're heading on down. As for like the Switch 2 news and stuff, I don't think there's a whole lot that's happened today. Again, we're just kind of in the waiting phase. Like, Nintendo hasn't... So, okay, so now we're in the quarry. So, you know, it's a big mine quarry, open air. There's a crane. There's a big facility on the other side. You know, shields, plenty of pirates. So, it's mostly just turrets, I think, for now. Now we're scanning. These are a stronger version turret. Mega turret, perimeter defense turret reinforced with energy shielding. Frustrated with their inferior armor plating on standard defense turrets, the space pirates added energy shielding to a modified heavy cannon. The new shielding and increased beam strength makes the mega turret an efficient bullet. Now, I think 3 missiles is enough to take them out as opposed to 2. But for now, we're going to head up and get the save point. I don't want to miss that and then die. And then, so there's a gate we have to scan to open. It says save station access granted. Take that. It says there's a dual control force field on it. Oh, there's 2. Good thing there's 2. Primary force field control disabled, and then there's 2 things I can scan, and both of them are now disabled. Force field opens up, and we can head on in. There's an ice beam door, so we'll switch from the wave beam to the ice beam. We're now inside the security access hallway. I guess I could have turned it. You can always turn the turrets off too, but I didn't do that. Now we're in the mining security station, and in this case, we're going to kill a lot of enemies. Alright, so the first thing we got are the pirates that are the invisible pirates. We're navigating around a bunch of like barriers. This is a 2-story room. We're gonna head up ramp. We're about to wave beam out. And then as we go through the second level, which is also like a U-shaped thing, we see space pirates in all black armor pop down, and they've got like purple color on their stuff. And these are special space pirates. They are known as Wave Troopers, space pirate armed with wave beam technology. Space pirates have reverse engineered several of your weapons, including the wave beam. A flaw in the design makes the pirates vulnerable to their own weapon system. These weapons are inferior to your Chozo designed original, but still potent. So you can only hurt these guys with the wave beam. And yes, there's variants for the power beam and the ice beam, and then the 4th beam weapon we don't have yet as well. Those guys will show up once we've unlocked that one. Gotta take them out with the wave beam. Doors have been opened. Head on through. There's a computer we could scan, but there's a gate in the way. It says it's Benthium. I think we're gonna get the weapon to... We're working on getting the weapon to... take care of that. Alright. Got a couple of shadow pirates, take them out. Another ice beam door, and now we're into the elite research, which is a hexagonal room. It's 3 stories. In the middle, we got some regular space pirates, so we can quickly take them out. Scan this thing. Unit code EPG8642 _23. Field designation Elite Pirate Alpha. Stasis tank hull reinforced with Benthium alloy. So there's like a huge space pirate in there, and it's been injected with Phazon, so it looks like hideous and grotesque, and it's much, much larger. It's definitely a mutant. New pirate data has been downloaded. Today's pirate data encrypted. Log 110019. Initial Project Helix experiments with space pirate embryos were disastrous. The Phazon infusion projects for degenerated brain tissue even as it augmented muscle mass. None of what we have termed elite pirates lived into maturity. A few that survived their infanthood suffered severe psychotic breakdowns as juveniles, killing anything within their zone of perceptions. Research team Sclera made a recent breakthrough in which parasite studies with a Phazon strain code named Vertigo were highly successful. Since then, we have successfully fused Vertigo Phazon with Space Pirate DNA with great success. The latest batch of released pirates have reached maturity successfully and are ready for field testing. And training. Is there any other pirate data we can scan here? Oh, here's another one. Oh, nope, this is just a thing that activates the platforms to move up to the next level. Which is also a good thing. So we'll be able to blow that tank up later, once we have an item for it. So for now, we just gotta leave the big, that guy on his own. We get up to the second level. Or, it was almost at the second level. And then a bunch of barriers come up, and we're ambushed from behind by some wave troopers. All the way around, because they put up barriers in front of the computers that will turn on the next set of platforms and take us up to the upper level. We're in the mid-level right now. So let's see here. Security alert. Bioform Samus Aaron has made planetfall on Talon 4. The hunters among us. All units are heavily ordered to attack Aaron on site. Terminal focus authorized. Report all signets. That's not actually that. Platform system active. That turns off their security barrier and brings the platforms down to go up to the third level. I think they're... Yep, there's a power trooper up here. So these guys are the power beam version of the wave troopers, and they got the same black armor, but they've got gold color, like gold stuff all over it instead. Morphology, power troopers, space pirate armed with power beam technology. Space pirates have reverse engineered several of your weapons, including the power beam. A flaw in the design makes these pirates vulnerable to their own beam weapon system. The weapons are inferior to your Chozo designed originals, but still okay, so there's a there's like a mining laser hanging from the top of the ceiling, and there's all these walls that we can blast, and we can use a morph ball spinner to move the cannon. The first thing you do is you aim it directly across from us, which is where the door is, and then you got to spin it all the way around to the slot on the center of the left side. And then you can scan the computer again, which turns it on. And that blows open a hole with a missile expansion. I've blown all the other ones up too. There's nothing in them. It's a waste of time. Alright, now we're heading down. So we go down a spider ball track, and there's like some obstacles that have like electricity that'll do damage to us that we have to avoid. The way you can do it is just jump down. It goes faster, but you take a little bit of damage. Okay, now we're in the ore processing. This is another one of these like multi-layer things. We got power troopers here. We're just going to use super missiles to take them out. Alright, so the gimmick for this room is that there's this large rotating column that has 3 colored spider ball tracks that have like colored things on the sides, a yellow, a red, and a blue. And there's these devices that you can use the morph ball bomb in to twist different portions of the column. And there's like a hologram that shows you like where the different paths line up, because there's 3 different parts, because they take you to different there's like different entrances across the different levels. There's 4 levels to this room, and I think 3 of them have doors on the way out. The bottom level, the top level, and then the one of the mid levels, the third level. So the second level does not. So what we want to do is the blue track will take you up to the second level, the red track will take you up to the third level, and then the gold track will take you up to the top level. The blue track only has 1 segment that needs to be lined up. The red track has 2, and the blue track has, and the gold track has 3. So. But you can't line any 2 combinations of them up at the same time. So like, we've now got the red one working, but that turns off the blue one, and the gold one we can't use yet, so it doesn't matter. We'll use it soon enough. Now that we're on the 3rd level, we can get out of here. So I think there's a wave trooper that's about to jump down and block the way. What's blocking us from going up to the top is there's a bunch of benzium ore, a benzium-infused stuff, rubble blocking the last device that will let us, activate the last device to get to the top. However, that doesn't stop us from going further into the mine. So we're in an elevator, but we're not actually going to a different region. We're just going to a different level. So we're going down an elevator. We can see out of the window, actually, the impact crater. So, like, they're digging pretty close to where the meteor went down and this just takes us to the second level. The Phazon Mines really is the, like, actual, like, hard, final area. So the last area with the final boss is pretty small. All right, so there's a hallway we're going through, and we see a box that can explode. We're gonna shoot that. It blows up, reveals a missile expansion, and it actually kills a space pirate that was hoping to ambush us. There we go. It was kind of like wedged in there a little bit. Actually killed 2 space pirates. Nice. Alright, so now we're in the elite control. This is another area that has these big pirates in these huge test tubes. And in this case, one of them wakes up. He's got all this armor on him. And he just punches through the shield. New creature, elite pirate, Phazon enhanced space pirate. So I got like a picture of its face, the energy thing it shoots out, and its hand being much larger. Incredibly strong, armored, and well-armed, elite pirates are potent foes. Their energy siphon systems absorb beam weapon shots. The nature of this system makes them vulnerable to concussion-based weapons. Well-armed, the elite pirate is effective in close combat and at distance. Their massive size can be a weakness, and their sluggish speed allows for evasion and quick attacks. So, they're huge. Whereas the regular space pirates are about the same size as Samus. These things are like a couple feet taller than her. Very muscular. They've got a cannon on their back, armor, and but 3 super missiles takes it out, falls backwards. It evaporates into Phazon, sends out a phase of electricity, which disrupts a force field that was blocking our way, and now we can be on our way. However, we're going to scan a bunch of these computers first. Phase pirate encrypted data decoded. Log 111569. Investigations into possible ingress point for the impact crater continue to meet with failure. The shield of strange energy that protects it is impenetrable, and all attempts to tunnel past it have proven fruitless. Our continued futility in this matter is made all the more significant. Excuse me, pardon me. Recent life form readings we've discovered emanating from deep within the crater. Analysis of the readings indicate that a massive creature is gestating there, absorbing enormous amounts of Phazon from the Phazon core at the heart of the impact crater. This discovery makes access in the crater doubly important. Not only will it open the door to the vast deposits of Phazon within, but it will lead us to this creature, whatever it may be. So, like, a new pirate logbook. Space pirate data encrypted. Log 100237. Security command issued all points alert after we followed Zebus. The alert concerns the bioform Samus Aran, also known as the Hunter. The subject is heavily armed and extremely dangerous. The subject uses a powered armor suit of unknown design in battle, along with a number of potent beam and concussive weapons. All combat units are instructed to terminate Aran on sight, preferably in a fashion that will allow salvage of her powered armor suit and weapons. A considerable bounty below to the unit who delivers Aran to command, dead or alive, at matters not. So, I mean, clearly, you know, they're detecting a huge monster down there that they have no idea what it is. And they're like, yeah, we need to get into that. We have no idea what it is. There's a huge monster that's ingesting, you know, unfathomable amounts of Phazon, and we know what that does in the core of the meteor. 11228. Science team is attempting to reverse engineer Samus Aran's arsenal based off data acquired from her assaults on our forces. Progress is slow but steady. Command would dearly enjoy turning Aran's weapons against her. We believe we can implement beam weapon prototypes in 3 cycles. Aran's power suit technology remains a mystery, especially the curious morph ball function. All attempts at duplicating it have ended in disaster. 4 test subjects were horribly broken and twisted when they engaged our morph ball prototypes. The science team decided to release them profound afterwards. Alright, now we got ice troopers. Ice Trooper, Space Pirate armed with Ice Beam technology. Space Pirates have reverse engineered several of your weapons, flaw in the makes one. So it's literally the same description for all of them, except it's just saying these guys are the ice ones. Wait, these guys die from 2 ice charge beams. One freezes them, one shatters them. Data, up there. I'm down here. A lot of stuff to scan up here. A lot of red boxes. New pirate data. Pirate encrypted. 116642. There have been numerous incidents involving spectral entities at Chozo ruined sites. Several personnel have been assaulted by these Chozo ghosts. Few have survived. Survivors speak of swift attacks from nowhere, brief sightings of the enemy, then nothing, only to be followed by another attack. Science team believes these attacks are in response to our efforts to recover Chozo relics and artifacts. Somehow these entities are able to interact with the physical world, and it appears they wish to keep their artifacts to themselves. We will make them pay for such arrogance, for even ghosts can be destroyed. Recorded to logbook. Pirate data is mentioned logbook. Space pirate data encrypted decoded. 113771. Analysis indicates that these cursed ruins in the Chozo temple that hovers near them. We are now completely certain that the containment field denying us access to the impact crater is linked to the strange artifacts that belong to the temple. We are no closer to finding them or deciphering their riddles that seem to cover every wall of this ruined place. Command grows increasingly anxious for a resolution to this matter, so we must redouble our efforts. X-ray squadrons will begin terrain sweeps within days. Until they begin patrols, are instructed to report any and all architectural anomalies to their commander. So the space pirates can't read the Chozo language. They don't know how it works. Recorded to logbook. The new space pirate data. Coded 114404. Results are in from field studies of the bioform group Chozo. We believe are extinct. We believe that Talon 4 was once a stronghold in a great Chozo empire, brought low by the meteor strike. Planetary devastation brought an end to the Chozo, yet remnants of their society remain. We are studying these relics in an attempt to harness their power. If it is of no use to us, we destroy. In time, we shall have all we need from this dead race, and shall wipe this planet clean of their ugly ruins. The dead should serve the living, not hinder them. I mean, recorded to logbook. More pirate data. Log 114528. Although we are still no closer to finding the artifacts of the Chozo, we have at least produced a viable hypothesis for their function. It appears that each artifact corresponds to one of the statues on the temple platform, and that each acts as a small key to a huge lock. Judging by the number of statues, we assume there must be 12 artifacts. Once we find the resting spots of all 12, we can bring them here, unite them with their statues, open the gate system at long last. Once we do, the impact crater and whatever creature it shelters will be ours for the taking. Force field offline. And then one more pirate data. 114025. We have come to another dead end. It is clear now that we will never discover the locations of the artifacts until we can decipher the messages carved into the statues of the abominable temple. Our language databases are woefully inadequate, and our linguistic analysts can come up with little more than vague theories. The best hypothesis that we can offer is that finding the artifacts will require items spiritually linked to the Chozo civilization. However, without these items, we are lost, and command goes more impatient by the day. Results must be produced soon. So, I mean, this just shows that, like, because the space pirates are so greedy, and they don't appreciate other civilizations, they're unable to get what they want. So we're now in a large ventilation shaft, and all of a sudden poisonous air starts flowing in. We'll be able to turn that off in the next video. For now, we're just going to get out of here before it does any damage to us. So now we're in the Omega Research. We got power troopers, wave troopers, and we're on the top level. There's 2 floors to this. 2 floors to this, we got a bunch of these Omega pirates, or elite pirates in... Oh, jeez. I'm almost dead. So is the battery on my controller. Ha! That's kind of hilarious. I'm at 38 health. This is, I think, the lowest I've gone since I've started this playthrough. A missile upgrade ain't gonna do me any good. Or a missile, replenishment. Unfortunately, until I'm walking through a hallway, fortunately nothing. Oh jeez, no. Oh, I died. Well, I lost all my progress there, y'all. That's really unfortunate. I was right at a save point, but because there was an enemy, the door was locked, and I couldn't do anything. So that'll actually be it for this. I'm going to have to go through that again, but it is what it is. That's part of playing these games. This is the first time I died. Yeah, well, that's kind of embarrassing, but it is what it is. Thanks for joining us. And we'll be back with more Metroid Prime very soon. Hopefully I will manage things better. I might have to backtrack to the Chozo Ruins because I think I accidentally missed an energy tank that I could have gotten already, and that actually would have saved me in that instance. So, yeah. So, thanks so much. We'll be back with more Metroid Prime. Not a lot of Nintendo Switch 2 news at the moment. Just really, as I've said, in that holding pattern until the launch titles come out, and then Nintendo can kind of clue us in on the next wave of stuff. You know, then they'll also probably start putting out release dates for the third-party products too. Yeah. Thank you so much. We'll be back with more Metroid Prime, and hopefully next time it won't end with me getting a game over. So, yeah. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day.